For this little circle dots garland, I will be using a size I crochet hook, a little pair of scissors, a little yarn needle, and I will be using a stitch marker. I'll be using just medium weight yarn, size 4. This project is such a great little stash buster because you just need a little bit of yarn to make each little circle. So I'm going to start out by making a little slip knot with my first color. And now I'm going to chain 4. Now in the very first chain that we made, so the 4th chain from the hook, I'm going to be putting triple crochets. And I want to give you a little look here. You see how you can go into the chain and just grab one piece of yarn, or you can go a little deeper into this chain by inserting your hook under 2 pieces of yarn there. So that's what we're going to be doing when we make our triple crochets. So we will be doing 16 triple crochets all together, but we're going to be placing a marker in the 8th one. So by going under 2 little pieces of yarn in the chain stitch, it helps to not make that little chain open up as we're putting all of these triple crochets into it. Now, another option is to make a magic circle and chain 3 to start this project. Then you would do your 16 triple crochets in that magic circle. However, I have found that a lot of people have trouble with the magic circle, and so I wanted to just give you this other option. And I want to just let you know too that in that little garland that you can see in the photo there that I've made for this video, about half of those circles are made with magic circles, and about half of them are made this way with the chain 4 and put the triple crochets in the 4th chain from your hook. And by looking at them, you can't tell which is which. They all turned out exactly the same. So either method you choose is totally fine. So I just wanted to make sure you know that. And I made sure that I did some circles, with magic circle and some with the chain 4, just so I could test it out to make sure, because I wanted to tell you guys the best way to do it. And it turns out it actually does not matter. So continue making your 16 triple crochets in your little chain, but remember, we're going to pause on the 8th one to put a stitch marker in it. And once you have finished your 16 triple crochets, we're going to skip over that first chain 3 and slip stitch into the top of our very first triple crochet. Now we're going to snip our yarn and weave in our ends. And if your first little chain did open up in the middle and you have a gap in your circle in the center, just pull that little end tight, and then we're going to weave that in, and it is going to stay nice and tight. And of course, if you did the magic circle method, then you would pull your magic circle closed and then weave in your ends and cut your yarn so that your circle looks just nice and clean. Now we are moving on to our next color to start our next circle. So this is going to be made the exact same way for the first 8 stitches. But once we get to that 8th triple crochet, we've got a little something extra we're going to do. So I'm going to fast forward here so we can get to that 8th stitch so I can show you. Okay, so I'm finishing up my 8th triple crochet. Now I'm going to loosen up that loop just a little and pull my hook out. Now I'm going to insert my hook into the triple crochet that is marked on my previous circle. And I can just take that little stitch marker out, and I'm just going to grab that loop and pull my hook through the top of that triple on the previous circle, and that is all. And now I'm going to continue with the rest of my triple crochets. And we have just connected our circles. Wasn't that so easy? And that is how we will be connecting all of the other circles throughout the entire garland for as long as you want to make it. But at the end of this, I'm going to be marking a different stitch. So let me speed on up to that part so you can see what I mean. Okay, so I'm finishing up my last triple crochet, and once again I'm going to skip that chain 3 and slip stitch into the top of my very first triple crochet. And I'm going to place my marker in that place where I just placed my slip stitch. So in the very first triple crochet. It's just so much easier if you mark it than when you're, in the zone and making all your circles. You don't have to stop and count to see where you need to connect that 8th triple crochet to your previous completed circle. You can just put it right where that stitch marker is, and it makes it so much easier. So that is it, you guys. I like to weave in my ends on my circles as I go. It just makes it look cleaner and prettier, and it closes up my little circle in the middle. But of course, you technically could finish this up at the end if you wanted to, but you just continue making your little circles and connecting them and weaving in all your ends and make your garland as long and as colorful as you want. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. It is totally free. It just ensures that my videos show up on your YouTube homepage. And I would just love to crochet along with you in my next video. See you next time. Bye.